to kind of give us advice. This is where you should start. So, sorry, my question.
No. It's a good question, but honestly, I don't have
to
an
give us
answer.
advice. This is where you should start to focus on. Sorry, my question.
No. It's a good question, but honestly, I don't have an answer. I really don't know scripture, but I think I got to give to you just instead of whispering. Understanding that we can never solve. So I really don't know, problem, but I think step. Right? Just in a complex world, problems. Understanding that we can never solve. You solve one problem and end the problem is the first. Sure. That's right. So we are in a complex world. Problems can change. If you understand one problem and another one more created, then you would not claim that your boundaries of operation and if you understand this principle, you would be more humble. Then you would not claim that your boundaries of operation and impact is the whole planet and the whole history. Then you define a problem that is solved. I think that's something that we need to work on better problem formulation, setting realistic objectives about what we want to achieve, and then being more humble about what you mentioned, delivering. I think that would be my principles, but it's not the 2080 thing. And yes, I mean the thing about what you mentioned, that you take things for granted until the problem knocks on your door. I think that's something to understand. Again, let's use the COVID-19 example. I remember I wrote something with the former head of Green Party in Norway later about what minister
it's easy to talk to, but it's hard to implement. And when the
international development, and then later on the head of UNEP about it's easy to talk to, but it's hard to implement.
So the thing is,
when the COVID-19 had got to this side of the planet, saying at least like trying to learn from the Chinese and see what they have problems. So the thing is, sometimes we think that we can solve those problems until they come to our society. And I think the United States is a good example of those things happen. People that were premature, those things would not come their door.
So never take things for granted. Never
deal with that sort of a new sort of problems that in the 21st century. So never take things for granted. Never forget that those things can
develop also a better
society and get
what you have.
Remind you that those things can be real and can happen in your society as well, and develop also a better understanding of what you have, and then you take for granted and what risks are there, and then why people from different disciplines or groups or different groups of society might not connect to
my name is from Australia, essentially. We focus on
Professor Madani, for everything you have made. My name is Chris, from Australia, essentially. We focus on research and development for particularly target 6.1 of the UN SDGs, so it's access to safe and affordable water for all. And the research and development results we have, and we teach them in high schools, and we combine them with the WHO and UNICEF data for safe drinking water. My question to you is, what do you think would be great to teach in early stage from these studies to 12, so that in the next generation humanity can achieve that?
Seriously, I don't know, but I don't have prescriptions for all the wrong person to answer these questions. But something I see about the youth
I don't know, but I don't have children. I'm probably the wrong person to answer.
Like we're creating a lot of stress.
Something I see about the youth and their life and their education and what is happening,
expecting them
the
to
young
only
people
become adults and deal with the.
like we're creating a lot of stress.
I think that's not fair.
And we are making their life really miserable.
Hopefully
Expecting them too early to become adults and deal with the.
But if I'm not, I really hope.
I think that's not fair.
Change.
And it's very counterproductive. I might be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong if this is already because it's already happening. But if I'm not, I really hope that would change. Like bombarding them with
hopelessness and
the doomsday
a lot of
scenario
other
issues
issues
would not help.
I think
Creating anxiety, creates hopelessness and a lot of other issues that we have to deal with. I think reminding people about what they have is very important. Use the example of Iran. A lot of Iranians were wondering about the infrastructure they have in their country once they were getting to the Middle East. Oh, we have this. It's sad. We were society not to know buildings in the region. Oh wow, we have a bridge that was where they stand in the Middle East. And it's sad for a society not to know what they have and understand where they stand compared to the rest of the region. I joke about it. I say if I have a future in Iran's politics, I would replace military service with a mandatory tour of the region to go to other countries and see what others are going through. So the next time they wish for a war, like, and imagine solutions to your problems, you know what you already have. So I think that's the important thing. Once we understand the differences, then we even more bankruptcy. I'm against creating like I know water bankruptcy doesn't sound like that, but even water bankruptcy, when you read it, it's about an opportunity to take action. It's about like preventing further damages to do better and better. But of course, admitting to a mistake but not seeing this end of the whole. That's not the journey. I'm a firm believer that we will continue to do better and better. But understanding those differences will make you less of a reductionist. Because then you understand that the world is functioning in a certain way. In Iran, we created this course for 11th grade for the environment, to what is going on, but also reminding them, this is another, there must be reminding things there, but of course exposing people to what is going on, but also reminding them. This is another thing. Reminding people about what they can do, rather than having. I know there are demonstrators out there, and we see many of them. I wonder how many days ago there were 30,000 people in Stockholm demonstrating and fighting for climate and climate change. That's a very good thing. But I wonder how many of them also know about like simple choices that they can make and simple decisions they can make to help. Right? So that's the other thing. Like help. Like others and protesting feel this is is becoming very fashionable these days in politics. Can you also in social media you just comment at and we often like others and then you feel this collectively action, this is your helpful. If a society and you also do the simple things that makes a huge difference. And we often have a lot to do, and collectively we can accomplish a lot. If a society is sensitive to something, then decision makers would react, even in dictatorships, as we have seen. So reminding people about simple choices rather than lecturing them about how the world should run and what they don't have is, I think, more fruitful and can engage us. Not to say that we should not demonstrate, do any demonstration, and we should not do anything for climate change. Also reminding ourselves on record, I didn't mean to criticize the demonstration lately, but it's also reminding ourselves about simple things to do better. And I used it in politics. I also got criticized for it, but there was a hashtag, let's start with ourselves. What do you do for the society for asking others for action? It's easy to ask for action. It's easy to ask to curse at others and criticize the world order. And I think the answer is no. Would you be any different if you were in their shoes? Would you do anything differently once you develop power and have leverage? And I think the answer is no. In many cases, we do exactly the same thing that the others are doing. That's game theory. There are always good reasons behind seemingly bad decisions.
Thank you very much, Professor Mardani, and thank you to everybody who has just participated here today. Thank you very much. You have talked, and thank you to everybody.
I've heard you talk about you're lucky.
Here today.
You're lucky. A lucky person.
You're
You're a lucky person.
This week I've heard you talk about you're lucky.
During this week.
A lucky person.
You are brave.
You're a lucky person.
Ambitious.
You're doing another lucky
Dedicated. Persistent. Broad-minded. Convincing. Fact-based.
You are brave.
You are
ambitious. You're doing dedicated, persistent, broad-minded, convincing, fact-based.
Being here this week.
To honest
So far. The different events. It's been fabulous.
thank you.
The Stopwater Prize
Being
and
here
Stockholm. We are very proud that you are the laureate of 2026, and we are hoping to learn more from you.
The Stopwater Prize and Stockholm, we are very proud that you are the laureate 2026, and we are hoping to learn from you for your future research, and of course also cooperate with you. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody else.
I don't know if people know, but
Thank you,
Sarah and I
Sarah, for arranging this.
It's great to have with I don't know, we never know if we'll know, but Sarah and I were classmates 21 years ago in Lund. So it's always great to have good friends, and you never know what happens. I don't know. Thank you so much.